Welcome back, YouTube. So we are back at Fitness Factory in for a pull today. Mr. Magic Eye back behind the lens, so you will see the quality of this being a million times better, and there will actually be an edit on this. So Jay's already called me out on my editing skills or lack of. But yeah, quite a simple pull day today. We'll explain obviously everything as we're going through, but we're just basically going to touch the back in every angle. So just working in obviously horizontal, vertical plane, just a neutral grip row as well, and then just a little bit of rear delts and biceps. So we'll go through the whole session. When we're going through, obviously I'll chat a little bit about where I'm at the moment in regards to prep, and yeah, what changes have happened. Just basically run through the whole thing, macro wise, nutrition wise, training wise, exactly what we're doing. But just to start off with, plain and simple, training is 2 on, 1 off, just for fatigue management. So we'll just find out, it's hard, it's always hard on the third day to have that rest day, like anybody who trains will tell you that. But it's necessary, because I've found that my training performance is a million times better, my body's reacting perfectly, everything at the moment is pretty much as good as I could possibly want from this stage. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, first exercise is single arm pull down. Now, I'm going to show you obviously when I'm doing it in a minute, but to actually set up for this exercise is probably the most important thing. Great exercise because you can do it in any gym. All you need is obviously a bench, which you would put at a 90-degree angle, and a cable. So pretty simple. But what I want to talk about, I'll do it. What I want to talk about in setup is, first off, make sure whichever side you're using, whether you're left or right, I'm going to use right here, so I'll lean over to my right hand side just to make sure that the cable is fully in line with my hip, so that the whole path, it just makes it easier to connect with my lat a lot better. And the other thing that I want to make sure I'm doing is, when it comes to how far to, you always see different people either stretching and getting loads of stretch in it, or the opposite where there's almost no range of motion. I will set it up just so my shoulder comes up far enough until it starts moving. So as soon as my shoulder starts moving, then that's too far for me. So I just want to make sure I'm as strong as possible in this movement. To do that, obviously I just want to make sure that I'm being as efficient as possible. So literally just lined up, squeeze down, and then when I come back up, just enough so my shoulders move, and straight back down. The other thing to notice as well is that obviously everybody gets the piss taken out of them for doing single arm movements, but the reason why I think the majority of people get piss taken out of them is because of the intensity level. So like, you can still take this to failure. This doesn't have to be like an easy exercise. It can still be a really fucking hard exercise. Like, obviously I've only done 6-7 reps and I'm gassed. So it just goes to show that it's about your intensity. It's about how much you put into it. So no matter the movement, just make sure you put in 100% into everything. cable only workouts, making sure that what's it called? It's exclusive for any gym, leisure centres, anything. So we're not the what? Yeah, garage workouts. But yeah, exercise 2. Pretty much, yeah, like Jay says, another cable movement, and it's just working in a different, obviously with the back, so many different areas in the back. You've got lower lat, upper lat, your rear delts, your rhomboids, your traps. So it's just about hitting the back in all different angles, basically. Like you'll see me do a horizontal like pull as well, a vertical pull, sorry, at some point during the session. But every exercise in the moment is pretty much 2 sets. So first set's just your heavy set, trying to do like a single digit sort of first set, and then the second set then we'll move on to our higher rep, then just trying to go like anything over 10, 11 really, and just see where that takes you. Filming? It's going, yeah. Always filming. I just realised then when I was doing that set, like, this might seem boring to some people. I got 2 exercises, pretty much in exactly the same position. Both of them look really similar. But there's 2 reasons for it. Number 1, bodybuilding, fitness, it is boring, it is monotonous. So you've got to learn to love it. You've got to learn to find what you enjoy. And you've just got to know as well when you're starting off that like, people want their training plans changed constantly. People want their nutrition changed constantly. That's not what it's all about. It's all about being consistent. It's about ticking the boxes daily. So when it comes to exercises, pick your exercises you want to do, stick with them, progress them, get stronger at them, get better at them, execute them better. That's where you'll make the real progress. Now, the other reason I got 2 exercises on this machine is I don't really connect very well with a lateral pull down. I don't know why. Like any other machines, I've tried lots of them. Like I can connect, but not very well. With a cable, I just connect with my lat straight away. Literally, just as soon as I start pulling, I feel a connection. So, same goes for a single arm row then. So, again, connection on a cable is fucking perfect. So, I just think to myself, if I'm connecting with it, then why not just rinse it as much as possible? There's no point doing exercises that you don't connect with, and we're all built differently as well. So different people are gonna connect better with different machines or different cables or even dumbbells, barbells. Do what works best for you, and just fucking rinse it.
Text me like the other day.
So, third exercise, Basically a prone row variation. So just going along the same lines of being able to keep everything inclusive for every gym. I used to do this years ago, same sort of movement, just with dumbbells. So chest supported on an incline bench. Dumbbells, I'm going to use this literally like a dumbbell grip as well. So it's going to be neutral grip. What I'm thinking about doing is, when I lower the weight down, it's just going to be about pronating my shoulders, opening my lats up as much as I possibly can, feeling the stretch. And then when I start pulling back, basically want to feel like I've got something in the middle of my spine, and I just want to try and pinch that back and squeeze it so that I'm holding it there. So you're basically just trying to think about having, say, a ruler in the middle of your back. And when you squeeze back, you want to try and hold that ruler there so that if someone's hand let go, the ruler stays up nice and straight. But just little cues, just something just to think about when obviously performing this movement. Lats open, wide, full stretch, squeeze back as much as possible. Don't know if the camera picked up a fucking click on my shoulder and a little pop halfway through. Master Sumra. So, just a bit of an update as well when I'm obviously going through the session of where we're at. So, I've been working with Richie O'Donnell now for 6 weeks. First off, we went through a little bit of a pre-prep phase. Obviously, I'm not afraid to talk about it on here, but I come off everything completely, went completely natural for 18, 19 weeks. And my blood's done, my blood's come back okay, to be fair. Like, everything was back in range, natural test, everything was good. A few markers out, most of all just due to lifestyle, if I'm honest. Like, my nutrition, where I was at, what I was eating, the things I was doing, like, so cholesterol, things like that was out obviously on the blood. So started working with Richie anyway, cleaned everything up nicely. Like I said, pre-prep phase. Just put in, started off as 300 meg test, 200 meg of Primo. No, 300 meg of Primo, sorry. So that was just a starting dose. Was on that for 4 weeks, recomped nicely. So I went from 99.9 kilo up to 102.9. And then we started prep. So we put into the books now a couple of shows. Naba Wales is going to be, that wasn't original, but originally me and Richie spoke and we'd said PCA Universe. So the qualifier on the Saturday and the Sunday, then obviously if I do qualify, hopefully, on the Sunday. And then the other show then was a Two Bro show, which was a week before. So with the data line, I think the week before was the 17th of May, I think, off the top of my head. So obviously they are two shows that are up country a little bit. So I just wanted to make sure I did a show that, you know, friends, family, clients could come to and watch as well. And luckily enough, Naba Wales was a week before. So first show is going to be Naba Wales. That's 13 weeks out now. So we've increased over the last 4 weeks, we've increased the cycle a little bit. So we're still on 300 tests. Primo's gone up to 600. It was a gradual increase. We went to 450 first and then 600. So sitting nicely now. I went away for a couple of days to Poland. Obviously, head off plan. The original plan was to eat between 3,400 and 3,800 a day. When you're away in Poland, obviously it was my missus' birthday. I probably had double that, if I'm honest. I come back, looked at visuals, thought I got away with it because I was only a kilo up from before I went away. But obviously the other thing then was I added GH back in. So anybody who's obviously used GH will know that it holds water into muscly. So you will feel obviously a lot fuller, but obviously looking at the visuals, I didn't look as good when without the GH in. Obviously put GH in, weight went up again, 102.9, and I was like, oh shit, what's going on here? So your head starts rolling. But this is where I speak to clients on a daily about it. You have to think logical. Too many people think emotionally. Same as me, I get in my own head sometimes. I have good people around me that will drop me a message, let me know, obviously, just wobble my head, get my head back on. JB and my mum. But yeah, it's just one of those things, like, you have to think what's going on. So I realised then, I thought about it, realised that obviously GH had gone back in, so I was holding more fluids, which meant that the physique actually looked better for it. It looked fuller, looked more detailed, but the weight had obviously gone up. Now, today now, I weighed this morning, and I'm actually at my lowest weights since being with Richie. So apart from the 99 where I started, I was 100.6 this morning. So that's 2 kilos off this week. And that's all I've done is put cardio in now. So we put in cardio 20 minutes daily. It was in just on rest days, but we've upped that now to daily. So yeah, it's already made a big impact. I'm looking forward to seeing more the next few weeks now, where this weight just keeps dropping off. The fat keeps dropping off. Obviously weight isn't the thing we want to focus on massively, but for me, obviously I want to be a classic bodybuilder, so I do have a weight cap. So as long as we're below that weight cap, I'm pretty sure condition will be pretty fucking gnarly. So we'll keep pushing for that anyway. This is the 4th exercise. It's gone. Yeah, 4th exercise. With this hammer strength low row, like obviously we worked the lats now. The T-bar is like lat focus, but you're obviously hitting that mid back as well. Now this low row is really targeted at your upper back and that like the trap area. What I like to do on you, this is just from personal preference really, is I'd love it to just like really nice and high rep. So just fill the traps, the upper back with loads of blood. So first off I'll do a set of 20, which hopefully Jay just caught a little bit of. This one now I'll do a set of about 15, and then I'll add another plate then, and we'll go for like 10 to 12 then. So just starting off low weight, high rep, and then just as I'm adding a plate then, old school like Arnold style, the more weight you add, the less reps you do. Bombed. Shit out, sorry. Huh? Yeah. I think I should have really had the seat up a little bit more actually, to be honest. But lesson learned for next time. Next exercise, rear delt fly. Rear delt's obviously pretty much a muscle group that you can't really overload, or I personally can't overload anyway. In my opinion, I don't really think you connect very well with them if you start just trying to put too much weight on this. So this is just going to be 3 straight sets. 3 sets, 15 to 20, nice and slow, nice and contracted, just getting a feel for it, getting a connection. Yeah, that's pretty simple for this exercise. Like I said, I wouldn't overload it. As soon as you start overloading it and putting too much weight on it, you start feeling it in the actual joint instead of the actual muscle. So my sets now are pretty much, my sessions now, are pretty much like 5-6 exercises, 2 sets per exercise. That manages fatigue obviously very well. the third day then is always a rest day. And then there's also like, I got a lot of train. This is what I've said, isn't it? You knew I was taking the Train by JP supplements.
Drop my code, boy. Drop my code.
Magic 10. But yeah, to be fair, like obviously this, since I started with Richie, straight away we went on heart care. Tam Sartland is another one, obviously that's not Train by JP. We have got liver support in there. Vital support, sorry, not liver support. And then obviously you just got like the vitamin D3, K2, all of it's there for fatigue management. So the supplementation is in place as well, and that's something that for years, I'll be honest, I've been very, very lazy with, or very like not productive with. It's one of those things like when you take anabolics, when you take creatine, or like any of the bigger supplements or well-known supplements that are proven, like they improve your look, they improve your physique. So straight away, we're happy enough to take those products. And then that's the one thing that falls out the line then is the health supplementation. Now, directly, I wouldn't say that that helps the physique look any better, normally. For me, somebody who obviously carries a lot of fatigue, a lot of cortisol, it always makes my physique look worse. So as soon as I start feeling fatigued, as soon as my stress levels start going up, so my cortisol levels start going, obviously rising, my physique goes to shit. So with the help now of the supplementation, I'm obviously tracking my blood sugars, I'm tracking my blood pressure daily, checking my bloods as well. Man, my bloods done pretty much, I've had them done monthly, to be honest. And with the health supplementation, which, plugging again, Trained by JP, to be fair, absolutely incredible, because every one of my health markers has been within range now. Even, to be completely honest, like going on cycle and using the supplementation, this isn't a plug to tell anybody to go on cycle and just use supplementation, but even though I've done that, my health markers have actually got better, and that's just because I've been actually using the health supplementation then, and I've been religious with it, so it really does help, and it's helped my physique. Like my physique has stayed fresh, it looks fresh, although we're still obviously like 13 weeks out, but that's what's going to be there now to help with fatigue management. Just thinking about something else here. Today's Friday, so it's check-in day for me. And a lot of check-ins this morning. Team's absolutely flying, to be fair. So, little plug, DM for coaching. But yeah, coached by Cheney on Instagram. Obviously, if you don't already follow. Have a look through obviously the transformations that are going out at the moment, and the team are absolutely killing it, to be honest. But one thing I noticed today was something that happened quite a few times, and this is people getting too fixated on the weight, on the body weight, on the obviously scales. Now there's so many ways to track your progress. If you're in a fat loss phase, especially if you're a female, like you're going to see a lot of hormonal changes. With those hormonal changes, weight is going to fluctuate. You know, certain times of the month you're going to be holding a little bit more water retention than other times. So weight will fluctuate up and down. That's why when I ask my females to check in, the majority of them will check in obviously with their visuals, obviously weights, and then measurements as well. So we always track like the hips, the midsection, quads, glutes, And that's another way to obviously track progress. So make sure you've got an abundance of information every single time you check in. So, you know, if you're looking and you're only seeing the scales and you're thinking to yourself, well, I haven't lost a pound today, but then you look at your pictures and you see the fat has dropped off a certain area, you're looking tighter in a certain area, or then you've done your measurements and your waist has come in nicely, you're going to see progress in more ways than just the scales. The other thing to remember, and this happens quite a lot, is that scale weight will trigger how someone's emotions are throughout the day. And by that then, people emotionally eat. So you'll have, like, you step on the scales hasn't moved, or it's only moved like half a pound. So straight away you're obviously upset about the results of that week. And then what do? You go and binge on foods. It's doing the opposite to what you really want. So you binge on foods, set yourself back even further then, or further than you think from the morning. And then you're fighting all weekend to get that off. So just remember, like I said, there's more than one way to track progress. Make sure you've got all that information there, all the data there, so you can look, you can see all the other things changing, and it's not just the scales. That way, and even if the scales does go up, or you haven't progressed 1 week, the worst thing you can do then is sabotage yourself even more by binge eating, or, you know, trying to go and do more cardio, which is just going to fill you with fatigue and fill you with water even more. Just stick to the plan. Stick to what your coach is telling you. Don't rely on your emotions, because emotionally you're always going to be more fixated on your own result. Whereas a coach will look at the data and they'll make their choices or their response, their changes off every bit of data you've given them. So, pull session done, good session, everything hit. Like I said, lats, it's really lat focused, this pull session, but obviously still hitting the traps, the rear delts, and then touching a bit of arms at the end as well. There's only one arm movement at the end. The reason being is my split at the moment is push, pull, rest, upper, lower. So obviously legs are not really a massive area. Like, I want to try and bring my upper up a little bit to match the lower. So I feel like personally anyway that I need a bit more in the upper to make it a little bit more proportionate. So arms is primarily hit a lot more on the upper session then. So upper is like two exercises for back, 2 exercises for every upper muscle. But yeah, we'll get in actually the next session. I'll be in with Jay. We'll be probably this time next month, so start of March, and we'll probably go through the upper session then with you as well. So yeah, really good session. We're in a good place at the moment, so next time we film it will probably be about 9 weeks out, 9-10 weeks out. So we'll leave a little bit of a visual until then, Jay, I think, so we can go through some posing. I'm working with one of my best mates, Joey, for my posing as well. Obviously the classic king that he is. So yeah, just basically been sending every check-in that I do. I check in my posing video over from my check-in with Richie to Joey as well. And then Joey will look through my posing, send me some feedback, and we'll swap things out as and when needed then. Just working through it, like, because number one, posing's massively beneficial. If you've got weaker muscle groups, there's always a way you can sort of hide if you're a good poser. And the other part is you want to make sure that you're presenting yourself correctly. So if you've got the best physique in the world, but you step on stage, I've seen it happen millions of times where people I've seen them in the gym, they've got immense physiques, and I've even seen them on the day of the show and they look immense. They step on stage and they fade. Now, for me personally, why put all that effort in to your training if you're gonna then lose it on stage from just posing? You put all this work into training, you put all the work into diet and suffering, so just make sure, again, posing's on point as well. So little plug for Mr. Joey Farrell over there. Get at him for obviously all your posing needs, Team NPC. But yeah, that is a wrap up, and we will look forward to seeing what progress we've made now in the next 3 or 4 weeks, and we can bring you a nice little update. In the meantime, I'll be doing my own bits with my vlogging camera and just trying to capture as much as possible. So if there is anything you want me to cover, whether it's obviously on my own, vlogging my own stuff, or when Jay's here, just let me know. Pop it in the comments below. But other than that, like, subscribe, all that good shiz, and I will see you again soon.